Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Fantastic Four retro carded High Evolutionary. How and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at this Fantastic Four retro card back wave, and we are looking at another new villain to add to our current collection. It is, of course, the High Evolutionary, who has had his finger in many pies, dealt with many characters within the 616, including the Fantastic Four, so it makes a lot of sense for him to be in this wave as well. So he doesn't come with many accessories, well, none really, just a set of interchangeable hands, but still, I do appreciate adding new characters to the shelf, and I can't help but love this very nostalgic card back, a nice recreation of that Toy Biz card we had in the early 90s. So yeah, you know I'm a fan of this, but I want to open, one to display. But there he is in the front of the box in this sort of pinkish red, sort of metallic-y colour it sort of looks like, which makes sense. He is wearing like a technologically advanced skeleton, but we'll get into that in a minute. On the back of the box, we're getting that stencil, which is another throwback to these cards. And then we get the important read-up that says, with a highly advanced intelligence and a cybernetic exoskeleton, the High Evolutionary challenges the Fantastic Four. Short and sweet, but makes sense, and you can get all of the figures in this Fantastic Four retro wave right now. Special thanks to... Go and check out iComicIndustries.com. Full range of action figures, including the newest waves and latest pre-orders of Marvel Legends. With Star Wars, Power Rangers, G.I. Joes, imports and more. Go and check them out for yourself. iComicIndustries.com. And follow them on Instagram at iComicIndustries. And remember, international shipping. Both UK and US no longer have to worry about those exclusives. All the links are in the video description. Much appreciated as always to iComic Industries. All the links are in the description, but I want to open this guy up and get him on the shelf. So let's do it. Here we have High Evolutionary out of the packaging. As mentioned, no accessories, but we do get a set of interchangeable hands. So we get two pairs, two open palms, and two fisted hands. So we will change that out and have a look at them in a minute. But just first impressions on the figure and the character. It's always nice to add brand new characters to a Marvel Legends collection, especially one which is a brand new mold and completely pinless as well. And he's also a character that can fit in different spots on the shelf, as he has been a foe for not only Fantastic Four, but also the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. He's even teamed up with the X-Men to fight Galactus at one point, and we all do know we're getting a Galactus next year, so always nice to add characters that make sense. And yeah, they always appreciate this pinless technology as well. It's the future of action figures, but obviously we want to take a closer look. But first, let's just check out his height, because he's very tall and lean and still buff, about 6.5 inches tall, so will fit very nicely in with the shelf. And yeah, very good. Let's zoom in. When I say this face sculpt reminds me a little bit of Vision, I'm sure you'll know exactly what I mean, with this sort of pink metallic shining face with the yellow eyes and the android sculpt. Looks very nice. Sort of looks like Vision with a mohawk, if you will. I like the sculpt on the face with that gunmetal grey sort of grate as long the mohawk as well, which is very nice. And as I said, this character is all about giving himself upgrades and advancement. So he is a human underneath all that, but I think he's sort of replaced every element of his body at this point into genetics, all of that good stuff. Think he's inspired by Mr. Sinister, so he's that type of vibe, if you will, but on a more cosmic level. But yeah, the face sculpt is very nice, and obviously all the articulation you would expect from a Marvel Legend head as well. It's on a dumbbell, so you get a bit of tilt. Bit of tilting for a bit of expression, look down, looks up, all of that good stuff. So no complaints there. Now the rest of the figure it's a nice design, but a little bit sloppy. You can see I've got like silver paint just there on the chest, and again there on the front. And it's like these buttons, all these buttons are like sculpted a little bit, risen, like Braille, if you will. And they have tried to hit every single one of these buttons with a bit of silver, a bit of chrome, which I like, sort of gives it that sort of armor feel, but it is a little bit sloppy. So I'm going to have to like try and scratch a little bit of that off. But you can definitely see it up there on the chest, a little bit sloppy paint. Not so much on the back, leaves a little bit more clean on the back, on the shoulders and across the back there. So that's looking better. Just could have been a little bit cleaner on the front, but that's just a deco issue. And I like the deco as well. Is painted silver on the bout, and this is a separate piece I'll get into in a second. Nice pinless elbows as always, and this is all newly sculpted. All these ridges are sculpted in here, and then go down to the sort of wrist gauntlets and the gloves. All the red matches the red that's on the chest. Zoom out a little bit. As I said, this is a separate bout piece, if you will, bit of skirt piece, so that doesn't hinder the articulation as it's made of a soft plastic. Still get the legs all the way up, and again, nice pinless double jointed knees, which are very nice. Again, all newly sculpted as well, and there is a boot swivel here at the boot as well, nicely hidden in the design, and that matches the same colour as the gloves and the rest of the uniform. So yeah, all in all, very nicely done. Always appreciate a brand newly sculpted figure, and yeah, a new character as well, which is great. So let's have a look at the articulation real quick. As you would expect, the shoulders will go up past 90. Nice double joint on the arm as well. No complaints there, to be fair. Swivel at the top of the arm, and there's also a hinge on the wrists for the hands. There is no diaphragm or ab crunch, but there is a diaphragm ball joint, so you can get a bit of movement back, bit of movement forward and side to side, but nothing crazy. But you also get a bit of a swivel. There is also a waist swivel hidden underneath that bout. You just sort of have to grab the lower torso though to sort of make it work. So there you go. See how I'm swiveling that? So it's not going to be needed, to be fair, because you can get that same movement up here at the waist. But the bout sort of piece hides all of that anyway. Legs have a nice boot cut, obviously, ankle pivot, rock out, all of that good stuff. No complaints there at all. Let's see how far back the articulation goes. Look, he can kick his own lower back, no problems there. So when you get a newly pinless Marvel Legend design that can have all this articulation, no complaints from me at all. As I said, he's looking very nice. Will definitely be a nice villain for any spot on your shelf. As I said, he's got many places he can be. But let's zoom back in, because he does have interchangeable hands. So obviously we've got one fist and one open palm, but we can have one set of open palm hands, which are a little bit more expressive. As I said, you can sort of get him posing like that, like he's thinking of his next evil plan, or he's maybe better put a spell on you or something like that. I don't think he has magic powers, but he definitely has some abilities. But we also get a set of fisted hands, as this guy is definitely not afraid to get into a fight. And I do think every Marvel Legend should come with fisted hands as standard, just so you can get him in a more neutral looking pose. And he is the sort of character who thinks he's better than everyone else, so I can definitely imagine him standing around like this quite a lot as well. Probably how I'll pose him up on the shelf. So yeah, options, even with a couple of hand swaps, it still gives you a few expressive options for display. And you know me, I like options. No messing around, let's get straight into some comparisons. So here we have the High Evolutionary compared to the other villain that came in this Fantastic Four retro carded wave. It is, of course, Psycho Man, and there is already a review on the channel right now if you want to check out that. So I really appreciate these two characters, because not only are they brand new characters for our current Marvel Legend collections, they are also brand new molds, completely pinless, really nicely sculpted, and yeah, I do appreciate the extra effort. So again, none of these characters come with many accessories, but I do think the love went into the newness of the sculpts and the molds and new characters. So yeah, no complaints from me on these two. Very happy to add them both to the shelf. Here we have the High Evolutionary compared to a couple of other villains that have encountered the Fantastic Four at some point or another. It is, of course, Kang the Conqueror and Victor Von Doom, Doctor Doom. And just to see how he looks compared to a whole Fantastic Four team, here we have one of the versions that we've got from Marvel Legends recently, the Dan Slott darker sort of uniforms. And again, the whole team. So we've got Sue Storm, Reed Richards, Johnny Storm, and The Thing. And you can see High Evolutionary is literally taller than them all because of his mohawk. And yeah, looks very nice. Here we have him compared to the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Johnny Storm in his Fantastic Four uniform, my favourite uniform, if you will. I did want to do a comparison next to Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman as well, but I just couldn't seem to find her when it came time to film this part. So I do apologise about that. And last but definitely not least, here we have the High Evolutionary compared to Captain Britain and Worthy Hellfire Hank. So, final thoughts. You know I always appreciate adding brand new characters to the display, and that's exactly what we can do here, as I don't think I've got a High Evolutionary. I don't think there's been one in the Hasbro era of Marvel Legends. So to get one that is already completely pinless and up to date with like the technology they have available to them, I've got nothing to be mad about. Like, this is a very nice representation of the character from the comics and very comic accurate as well. Like, if you go and Google High Evolutionary right now, this character, this figure looks exactly how it's meant to. It looks like it jumped off the page, which is just how we want our figures. We want them to accurately represent the source material, which this figure does. And as I said, if you're listening to rumors, then he may play a part in the MCU moving forward as well. As I said, you didn't hear it from me, but rumor has it he could be the guy behind making Rocket Raccoon. But I don't know anything. I don't know anything. The internet is full of rumors, but still, a character I would definitely like to learn more about and would like to see him in live action form as well. But he's played many a part in the comics, as I said, come across many a team, so he will fit in many spots in a collection. And as I said, makes a lot of sense to be in the Fantastic Four wave as well. But you let me know what you think in the comments below as well. Are you mad at a brand new character on a completely pinless body? If you are, let me know, because why? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you like Marvel Legends, you like reviews, you like all that good stuff, then check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. You're going to say hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter as well. Tweet me at Dan Who Reviews. And as always, massive thank you to iComic Industries. All the links are in the description. Go and treat yourself to some new toys. Much appreciated. My name is Dan W, and I will, of course, see you on the next one.